Hi, my name is Brittany. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. So, what brings you in today?
Well, I just ended an abusive relationship. I was in it for 10 years, so now I'm trying to navigate how to move forward.
That takes a lot of strength to do. How do you feel about that?
Some days I feel great. I feel empowered. Other days I don't even know who I am anymore.
I understand. Sometimes it is hard to end stuff when you're in it for so long. If you don't mind me asking, do you have any support system?
Well, I had my mom. We kind of did not get along when I was in that relationship because I guess she was so worried about me, but I didn't see it that way. I hid a lot from her. I always said my bruises, so maybe in a way I put away from her so she didn't see it. So when I was ready to leave her, I leaned on her a lot. She's a good support system. I think every time I look at her now, I just feel guilty. So even though she's my support system, I don't like to really rely on her so much, if that makes sense.
No, I understand what you're saying. So, what you're saying is because you feel guilty because you haven't. She's your support system, and she was there through it all, and stuff like that. I'm thinking you actually like lean on her the most when you was going through all them hard times in your relationship.
Yeah, I think I did. I think like in some way I leaned on her, but then other times I didn't because I knew what she was gonna say. She was gonna tell me that I needed to end it, and I knew that, but I was in love. I was a young person who was in love, and I ran away when I was 16 to be with him. So I think in some way she kind of blamed me for put myself in that position. But I mean, she might not, but that's just how I feel.
No, I hear what you're saying. It's because your mom would have stopped you from the beginning from going down that road. But like you said, being young and in love, which it happens to a lot of people. So I understand what you're saying. Besides your mom, is there any like outside family support?
Well, I had my friends and all. I mean, I lost a lot of friends when I was in that relationship because, he kind of controlled my friends. He didn't want me, he told me all my friends were bad for me. And I believed them. I thought they were all being influenced. They were all single, they wanted to party. And I was like the one that was really settling down. And I just thought, oh yeah, maybe they are bad for me. So I ended a lot of friendships. Some people just never forgave me, then others understood it because maybe they were there before and I just didn't know it. But yeah, I have some support system within friends. I think with my friends though, I feel like I had to mature a lot. So they're in a different place than me. And it's a lot to navigate with my friends too.
No, I understand. I think it's great that you have support within family and then have support with outside family, especially with your friends that you're like regaining back the trust again. Like not their trust, but like to build back the relationship that you once had with them. So this way you have more shoulders to lean on, more support to lean on, and it seems like your friends are more like will be there for you through the thick and thin, you would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is too. And I think a lot of it is because I'm trying to find who I am. So sometimes, like, I don't really hang out with my friends because I'm trying to move forward with my life, but trying to figure out my own identity and trying to find out what I want to do with my life. And it's like I said, it's been hard. I think that's why I came to therapy because I have to find, like, do I want to go back to school? Do I just want to get a regular job? It's been a little hard to navigate because, like I said, some days I just don't want to get out of bed because it's just so hard. Then other days I have all this energy, don't know what to do with it.
I understand. Well, if you could think back to what you wanted to do when you was younger, although I know people's dreams and their job careers, they all change within like a second like that. But if what did you want to do before you was in this relationship?
I mean, like I said, I was young when I was with him, so I think all I wanted, he made me want to be a stay-at-home mom and wife. So it's hard for me to remember a time before being with him and what I wanted to do. I think when I was young, I wanted to be a vegetarian. Like I wanted to be, I love animals, so I thought, hey, this is good. But I think, when I was with him, I just didn't think about career rise, so it kind of just went way down. And now I think that's what's hard because it's like, what did I ever want to do? Did I want to be anything? And so now it's like trying to find out what I like. I think when you're in a abusive relationship, you kind of your whole life is around that person. So, they make you rely on them so much. So now it's just trying to find out, oh, I can actually do this stuff on my own. I have all this freedom, and it can be scary.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Definitely, especially when you was like you said, he seemed like, well, of course we know he was controlling and stuff like that. So now you're trying to navigate life now without him. So you're trying to find your dreams again, your hopes again, your goals again. But you'll get there again. Just you're gonna have to take steps and understand, like, to rebuild that freedom that you once had before he had came into your life. You mentioned that you was a stay-at-home mom. You guys share children
Well,
together?
no, so I wanted to be a stay-at-home
Oh, you
mom,
wanted to be a stay-at-home
but
mom.
thankfully, like I never had kids. Like we tried. Those times I did get pregnant, but either he hit me so hard I had a miscarriage, or I chose to end in my pregnancy because I just didn't want to bring a kid into that world. So yeah, and I'm grateful that I mean, I'm not grateful for the miscarriage, of course. I cried, I mourned, and all that, but I'm grateful that I was able to get a clean break somewhat. I mean, I still look over my shoulders. I'm still scared that he's gonna come back, and I'm hoping like he finds someone else so he will leave me alone.
Well, do you feel like you're in danger right now? Like, as far as like, is he still bothering you? Do you have any type of restraining order against him?
Well, I have a restraining order. Yeah, I mean, he fights me, but I'm not afraid that he's ever gonna do anything because he doesn't know where I'm at. Like my mom made sure that he had didn't have a way to find me, but of course, it's always a worry in the back of your head, and it's hard. It's hard to feel safe. Like in my whole life, practically 10 years of my life feeling unsafe. So I'm never gonna get to a point where I'm gonna feel safe.
Well, I think the first step of coming here, I won't say will make you feel so safe, but to know that he won't come here and you can open up and express your feelings and how you're feeling and how you were feeling to try to push overcome what you was feeling to into new life. Because right now what you're doing is you're building a whole new life for yourself, just for yourself and everything. So right, like I think this is the first step of trying to feel safe. So I recommend you coming here because that was a brave move.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to come here, but my mom said that it would be hard for her to get this off my chest. She knows that I won't tell her a lot of stuff. Like, we don't talk about what happened in a relationship. So she knows that I know a way to cope. And so, yeah, I didn't want to come here. I was very hesitant to come here. But I also know I want to get better.
Right. Well, I recommend you, like, you know, I want to say encourage you that you did take the first big step, which was to come here. But I heard you say something about you didn't really open up to your mom about the relationship. Like as of right now, she
Well, I opened up as far as like what happened and get needing to get out of it, but like everything that happened in that relationship, no, like I don't really tell open up much to
like
anyone about
details
it.
wise.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm still hiding that part of my life, and maybe in some way it's crazy, but I feel like I'm still protecting him. Like I don't want, you know, like I'm still protecting the relationship, which, like I said, sounds insane. It sounds crazy because like what he did to me, but
Well, nothing you say sounds crazy because what you was in is very traumatizing. So to you it may sound crazy, but to other people it does not sound crazy.
yeah, I feel like I can't tell my mom because she's my mom. She's very protective of me. And I think it's also because I feel like if I'm gonna move forward, like if I talk about too much, I might just live it in the past. Like if I tell her everything that happened, what's the point of that? Because she knows that he hurt me, like he abused me. So what's the point of getting into everything he done to me?
I understand what you're saying. It feels like the more you keep talking about it, the more you keep repeating the trauma that you was faced and it keeps bringing like I would say flashbacks maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like it's going to be traumatized. I think that's why I was a little hesitant to come here because I know to, to move forward, I might have to talk about the past. I might have to say everything he's done to me. But But maybe if it happens in the same place, not saying I'm not safe with my mom or anything, but I think it's just sure have that worry looking in her face, so that makes me shut down so I don't hurt her. So somewhere I'm protecting her too. But I
It's
don't have to protect anyone in therapy.
no, you don't. It's, no, you don't. And I understand. Like you want, you seem like you want to protect everyone, but as you're protecting everyone, you're harming yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also because, like, it's one thing to know what I went through, but it's another thing to talk about it. And for someone to say, why didn't you say anything? You know, I don't want anyone to, really judge
Judge,
me.
I understand completely. Like as far as like why didn't you leave the first time he did something or said
Yeah,
something?
like, why did you wait 10 years? You wasted 10 years of your life. You could have been with someone who would treated you better, but people don't understand that I stayed because I loved him, because even though he was hitting me, there was also rewards. It was also the next day I got flowers, or the promise that he'll never do it again, and how much he loves me, he can't live without me, and stuff like that. It was there was a lot of good things in a relationship too.
I understand. I hear you, and it's. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be an easy road. It will be a bumpy road. There might be times where you might need to cry, laugh about it, even like joke about it, whatever helps you. But just know that you are safe here. You are able to open up as much as you can and everything. And like I mentioned, you need to cry. We have a whole bunch of tissues right here. Grab as many as you need and laugh about
Yeah.
it.
Thanks for staying between us, like no one else will ever find out what I
Every
say in here.
everything's confidential.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So for instance, if your mama like tries to ease in the call and wants to know like what you've been through, nothing is said over the phone, nothing is said face to face, nothing's even said in written letters.
Okay.
Anything you say in this room stays in this room between you and me.
Okay.
Okay? Well, I feel like this is the end of the first session. Next week on the next section, I like to talk more about the trauma that you did face. I know you don't want to talk about it. We don't have to go head first into it, but to like open up a little bit. I want to discuss more about your background, like in between with your childhood. But as of right now, before our next section, um, I was thinking maybe not saying you have to open up your mouth completely. I that takes a lot of steps to be able to open up, but like maybe into a journal. I just don't want you to keep everything bottled in. So to express like how you're feeling, if you're scared, if you're worried, if you're worried about your mom, yourself, anything, you can just write it down in the journal, just to get it out in the open. And if you like in the next section, you can bring it up and
Mm-hmm.
we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very nice to meet you.
You too.
I see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.